Anyways, that brings us here to our featured story, Antifa protesting Charlie Kirk. And it was more than a protest, as you'll see. They blocked the way for people trying to enter. As you can see here, they harassed them. So what you see right now, they actually came up to the crowd and were harassing them. They vandalized property. They smashed windows. Savannah, again, will join us momentarily to discuss more of that. But before we do that, I want to show you this one clip because it's honestly hilarious. So you have this crowd of like 30 Antifa guys, and they're all blocking the way. Okay, so they're blocking the way so you can't enter, you can't get into the event. And then this one Chad, okay, is literally just one guy. I want to reiterate that. You see the crowd right here. One guy just shows up. He's wearing shorts. He looks like he just came from the gym, and he just punks them and mogs all of them. Now, before we play this clip, let me be clear. Since we are on YouTube, I disavow violence, okay? And I don't know if what you will see even constitutes violence. I don't think it legally constitutes assault or whatever, but regardless, okay, he does shove one of the Antifa guys. I disavow that, okay? I don't endorse putting your hands on people. Again, YouTube, okay, I'm not encouraging this. Now, with that said, it should be understood in context. They were blocking his way and then seemingly making many violent threats to him as well. But again, I disavow, don't put your hands on people. Okay, TOS, YouTube, you hear that? I don't endorse this. And by the way, graphic language warning for the video you're about to see. But just check this out. Just to prove a point about Antifa, check out this video you were about to see.
What's up?
So they're blocking his way again in context, and then he just is like, nope, I'm going through.
Hey, get the f*** out, you asshat! We'll fuck you up! Hey, f*** you! You forgot leg days, right? Hey, only gay, Joe! You look so dumb.
Again, excuse the language. I didn't have time to censor it, but as you can see, one guy, okay, one guy again in shorts, okay? He's wearing shorts, just absolutely mogs and terrifies all of them. Again, I don't avow the shove, but it really does go to show you how sad these people are. They're blocking the way. They're like, you're not coming through. Thou shalt not pass. And then one dude shows up speaking English instead of speaking soy, and it absolutely terrifies all of them. And that's why this episode is titled Leftist Soy, because again, notice how they're very vehement. You're not coming through. We're shutting down the event. We're blocking it. And then one dude gets through. And then notice he says, he even like challenges them. Again, I'm not supporting this. I'm not saying, you know, fighting bad YouTube, okay, disavow. But he stands there and says, hey, bring it on. Come on, tough guys. Like let's do it. And of like 30 or more people there, not a single one obviously is brave enough, which I'm not saying they should have accepted the challenge. Again, violence is bad, but it just goes to prove a point. These people act so tough with all of their umbrellas and masks and all of that. But then when one dude who looks like he just came from the gym is like, what's up? You know, they cave and they fold. So again, not saying he should have shoved them. I'm saying that for the millionth time because YouTube, you know, but again, very strong and buff Antifa guy absolutely mogs a bunch of Antifa losers. And then you have this one video of a girl twerking on the attendees. Okay. Because that is just absolutely owning them epic style. This is how you protest. And this is how you spread a message. Let's take a look. So there she is in her mask. She looks like she also grabbed her, you know what. So that's political protest. Apparently that's how you resist fascism. I don't know. Well, joining us as our first ever guest on the show actually is Savannah Hernandez. She runs the YouTube channel Sav Says. She is a reporter for Turning Point USA and the source of the footage for this event. So Sav, thanks for coming on the show.
Vince, I'm so honored that I'm the first guest. I had no idea. I'm nervous now. This is a lot of responsibility.
Thanks for coming on. And yeah, you are the first guest. So, you know, it seems to me like we have not seen this type of stuff since Trump was president, right? You've seen some left-wing people do stuff, but these sort of like mass scale protests on college campuses against conservative speakers, the violence, obviously people were smashing windows. Tell me, why do you think that is? Why do you think it is now that you're suddenly seeing like Antifa and stuff come back on college campuses? Because I personally think it's because conservatives in many ways are becoming effective in the culture war. Like, you know, you see What is a Woman and a lot of the based laws that a lot of red states are passing. I think we're starting to actually be effective, and that's why they're pissed. But tell me, why do you think suddenly we're seeing this rise again?
Well, I agree with you on both of those points. One, election year is coming up quickly. We saw that Donald Trump already made the announcement that he will be running in 2024. And we already are seeing people like Michelle Obama coming forward and saying, oh, I cried for 30 minutes when Trump was inaugurated. It was so horrible. So we're already seeing that rhetoric against Donald Trump. We're seeing the media continuing to blame modern day issues like the train derailment in East Palestine or the banking crisis that we're currently going through on Donald Trump. So that's one of the issues. The other issue is exactly what you said. Conservative speakers are becoming more and more effective, and we are starting to reach a broader subset of people because of the fact that the left has gotten so out of hand, especially with transgenderism. Now, the Sacramento Bee had spread an allegation that Charlie Kirk, who was speaking at UC Davis this past Tuesday, spread violent rhetoric against the trans community, and that's why he needed to be stopped. Because, again, as we all know, with the Antifa types with the left, if you don't believe with their ideology 100%, you're a fascist, Nazi, bigot, you know, every single name in the book. So, of course, they had to go in and shut him down. And I'm glad you're playing that clip as well of that line of people that were waiting to get into the speech and the Antifa members descending upon them. What people are watching right here is domestic terrorism, okay? And I'm labeling it as such, Vince, because as I was reporting on this event towards the end of the night, I did get found out and I was being hunted down by these people. I'm a journalist and I for sure have an opinion, but when I'm going out and reporting on these events, it's very much point and shoot, give a neutral caption, and let the people view the footage for themselves and come up with their own opinion about what they think is happening based on what you're seeing in the footage. And of course, the Antifa members did not like that because they were committing violent and terroristic acts. They were breaking windows. They were attacking people. They were trying to impede on constitutional rights, like my freedom of the press to be there and to film an actual news event. So just a little bit of a, quick tangent on what I saw there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know campus police showed up later, but for a while, it seems like these Antifa people come up to the attendees and there's no preparations for that, right? There's no police around there. And you know, we've seen many cases where Antifa is violent. Luckily, that didn't happen towards the attendees. But did you kind of get that feeling that UC Davis wasn't really actually protecting the safety of the people in attendance and kind of leaving them to the mob, if you will?
I feel that they were protecting those in attendance once they got into the building. But like you said, there wasn't very good preparation for this mob descending on this crowd of people that, again, were just standing in line waiting to get into the event. The protesters, or the Antifa mob, actually started about 2 hours prior to the event, and they were blocking this bikeway, right? So you have all of these college students that are trying to bike down the campus, and they were having to go off down a hill into this little trench on the side of the bike path because Antifa was blocking the entire pathway for both students, for both attendees. They were trying to shut them down from being able to access any entrance at all. So honestly, I don't think that the police were prepared. And I did hear from sources on the ground that the reason why the police weren't pushing back against them too much was because they didn't want the Antifa members to turn on the police and then start directing violence towards police. Because to be quite honest with you, Vince, I was right there and I got one of the clips of them breaking the windows in for one of the buildings. And what did the police do? They retreated. They ran and hid. They didn't use pepper spray. They didn't try to disperse these students. They let them break the windows. And then when the students saw that a line of police were coming, then the students, or the Antifa members, I guess, because it was a mix of both, then they began to retreat. But did the police go in? Did they try to go arrest anybody? No, absolutely not. They let them break the windows and they let them continue to protest.
So did you see any arrests made that day? Because, you know, because you see the cops, yeah, and you're right, it is a pathetic performance on their part because a lot of them were like retreating into the building and just watching them. And then there's that one video you have of the where there's a person behind him spray painting, like vandalizing the school, and the cops are basically just standing there. Did you see any arrests? Did you see anything on that front?
I did see a couple of arrests. Funny enough, that clip that you did bring up, that person was arrested for vandalizing the building. Okay. But again, went it to the mob descending upon this building that never should have happened. Also, I'd like to note that once Antifa did find me out, I was lucky enough to have retreated from the mob at that point, but I went up to police officers and I said, hey, I'm a journalist. I was reporting on this event. Here's my press pass with the tpusa logo on it. I actually work for the company that's inside holding this event right now. Can you please help me, because that mob that is coming this way is hunting me down? They turned me away and said good luck.
Wow. Yeah, it's anarcho-tyranny, right? Hey guys, Vince Dao here. Hope you enjoyed that clip from the Vince Dao show. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And be sure to check out the Vince Dao show live every weeknight here on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It is a great show. Many are saying this. So leave a like, check out our other clips, and be sure to check out the show. Yeah. God bless.